how does a gear pump works. Okay, guys, let's do this. I decided to do this video by freehand, and I'm not a very good drawer. I'm not a very good artist guy, but let's see if we can get this through with my terrible art that I have. So let's say you have a gear pump. Let's draw it over here. Let's say this one over here is a gear pump, and here's the shaft that you drive it with. And over here, let's say this is the intake and this is the outlet over here. So let's do inlet and do outlet over here, right? And this is the shaft that you have. This is the shaft. So you have the shaft, and you're taking oil from here and it goes out the other way. Let's say you're operating it at 3000 psi, 1800 RPM, right? So internally, and this is the funny part over here, that I'm not a very good drawing guy, but what you have inside, let's say this is the wall outside the pump, right? And so here it is. This is the walls. This is the outlet. Oil going out. This is where the oil comes in. So this is the shaft, and let's say you have the driving shaft is right here, and then you have another set of gears. Each shaft has a set of gears. So the gears of the driving shaft, they go right here somewhere, like around here. And this is the ugly part that I don't know how to drive very well. But let's say that's the driving gear set, and that match with another set coming from this side. It's about the same size, and it's much better. It's a lot prettier than my drawing over here. This is terrible drawing, but that's the way I want to do this video. So anyway, so this is the internal parts of the gear set over here inside this gear pump, and oil is coming through here, and it's not going through the metal because these gear sets are matching up together over here, and it doesn't allow the fluid to go through. So the fluid goes around the gear set over here, within the orifice, within the grooves of the gear set, and it carries the fluid around between the gear set and the walls of the housing of the pump, and it does it the other way around as well. So, and that's basically how it works. It rotates one direction, creates suction on one line, let's say the inlet over here, and then it transports the fluid around the walls of the gear set and pushes it out through the outlet. Now, over time, the pressure that you have, 3000 psi, whatever pressure that you have, this pressure is pushing down. That pressure is trying to push down against the fluid that you're pumping out, That's how you create pressure. There's resistance somewhere over here that creates that pressure. In the system over here, there's some sort of resistance, and that resistance is pushing down all the time. And what it does, it wears the gears over here, and this gear set is getting damaged because of wearing and tearing, the RPM, the pressure that is working against the gear set, and it damages it. So what a lot of people do is they change the seals, they change the internal parts of this pump. They put a new gear set, new seals and everything, and then they run it again, and it keeps going. It keeps going. Over time, however, though, there is wearing in this side of the pump over here, and along the walls over here, but especially on this side, because the pressure is pushing this gear set down, and it wears the body as well. Over time, you do a few repairs, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many repairs, depending on how long the pumps operates and everything. Eventually, it's going to wear out the housing of the pump as well. At that point, it does not matter how many times you change the gear sets and the seals and everything. You're already going to have some leakage. You're already going to have lower efficiencies, a much lower efficiency, and you eventually are going to need to replace the whole pump. Of course, this happen over time. It depends on the usage. It depends on how many hours of operation you have. But that's basically at one point you're gonna have to replace the pump. You can have a lot of good fluid, good keep the fluid cool, clean, and dry. It helps on contamination. It helps on a lot of the wearing and tearing, so that your hydraulic components are going to last much longer. A gear pump does have more. It's more tolerant to dirty oil. It's not like a piston pump or anything like that. But if you have the fluid clean, it will last you much, much, much longer. But that's basically how the gear pump works, and that's basically why a lot of people can repair the pump, and a lot of times why it's just no use on repair the pump anymore, and you just have to replace the whole unit. So anyway, guys, that's the video for today. I hope my drawing isn't as terrible. I think it's very terrible, but you know what? I think that's okay. I guess it gets the idea, and that's what I'm going for. So anyway, guys, any questions, just shoot me an email. My website, email over here, all about hydraulics, industrial components. We'll see you next time.